Uncle Shay, you need to get him a Peloton, get his cardio up.
Word. You prematurely talking too early.
Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
It's your boy, the Kid Mero, baby. And this is a Wave Sports and Entertainment original presented by FanDuel. We assembled the Avengers, man. We expanded the team. We got into the front office. We got into free agency. Yeah. We've got some good pickups. All that. You know what I'm saying? First of all, we have one of the best minds, you know what I'm saying, and voices in basketball, period. You know what I mean? You can hear her all season long on Knicks telecast, chronicling every Jalen Brunson bucket. Come on, every Carl Anthony Towns voice change. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop.
Not voice change.
Not to mention, she's a staple on ESPN, goddamn it, the worldwide leader. Monica McNutt in the building. Hey, you know what I'm saying? The queen, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Well,
you know what I mean? And you already know what time it is. You've seen him come through season 1 and drop 50 every time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's a savant. Let's go, baby. This is He's a savant in the entertainment, pop culture, and sports. Goddamn, he's been all over the place. You see him everywhere. You know what I mean? He's like oxygen. You know what I'm saying? He's everywhere. He's bringing that expertise here all season long. Goddamn it, please welcome Kaz. You know what I mean?
I'm clapping myself on that one.
You know what I mean? Not to mention we got, you know what I'm saying? We got the Ninja Turtles here right on deck. You know what I mean? But we will have more special guests joining us well later in the show. Mello, you know what I'm saying? How you feeling, champ? You know what I'm saying? Season 2, we back.
This look good right
Feels
here.
elevated. You know what I'm saying?
This looks good.
It's exciting.
Well, we was talking about expanding the feel and the tribe and figuring out who we wanted to sit on that couch and be a part of this team.
Worldwide Wrestling, Leon Rose. Busy
offseason. I'm excited about this season, man. Like honestly, you know, the conversations and just having different perspectives on different topics. Yeah, Knicks, you know, of course. But I'm excited, man. This has been a long time coming, and we've been working on this for a while. So I'm glad that we can actually get this going right now,
bro. This is an honor. I just want to say, family. It's good to be with family again. It's good to do the show with y'all, and like just the time right now too, right? Especially in sports, especially in New York, especially in entertainment, especially in the whole world. It's like there's no group of folks I want to talk to all that about than these people right here. And you know what I mean? The other guests, the other people that's going to be right here. So
I got to say, though, too, like, as this was coming together this offseason, last season, listening to y'all, Mello, like, I really just enjoyed, frankly, watching you grow in this space and in that shape. Like, it has been dope. So I'm excited to hopefully help take this thing to the next level. Really pumped to be here.
Let's get it. We're excited to have you here, man.
You
like,
know,
you like the black female Ryan Seacrest. Like, you post everything. You everywhere. And I be clapping at the TV every time.
Come on.
Let's get all the gigs.
Lil' Kim a bad boy got that check. Holding it down. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Pull trigger too. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, so this is the first time we're all together to start the season. So we need to recap some off-season news. There's been a lot of stuff since we've been on hiatus, you know? So there's a lot of news that we got to properly connect, you know? A lot of things have happened, but Mello, first things first, we saw you at your brother, you know what I'm saying? He was a friend of the show, legend in the game, D. Wade, at his statue celebration in Miami. I'm sure y'all saw the jokes online, you know what I mean? About how the statue looks. It's like an epidemic of statues looking crazy out here. Keep it a beam. Did that look like D Wade? Did you see that and say that's D Wade? If I showed you that picture and I say, and I did not say,
so I didn't see it when I was there. I didn't see it. I was like off to the side. So by the time I got to the statue after the celebration and the ceremony, I went to him to speak to him and congratulate him. It was like underneath of the statue. So I never saw the actual statue till I got out. So let me just tell that part. So I get back to the hotel and I get the picture. They're like, nah, like, who's this?
Honestly, who is it?
I thought somebody was making a joke. Like, I was like, nah, this is James Evans. This is JJ Farmer. This JJ Farmer right here.
It's a good time, man. Sure.
And then he had the after party, like the celebration. We in there, and I'm just like, yo, D, how you feel about that, man? He's like, I got one. I respect it.
This is true.
This is true. Like, I got one. I say, damn, you know what? That's your answer. Fuck everybody else. You got one. Yeah. You're the only one down there with that. Fuck how I look.
That's
We'll
true.
get used to the look.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It'll wear it down with like rain and like winds and shit.
Yeah,
That's
the
true.
weather.
Erosion. So that's like 100% his stance on the statue. Like, yo, I got one, bro. That's all that matters. Or is he like, yo, they could have did a better job on the jawline, bro?
I don't even need
crazy.
another explanation after that.
Well, he's
I know you a real friend. I got one.
That's real friend stuff.
The jokes continue.
We got
though.
one. There it is. We got one. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. We got one.
He has said it's art. It doesn't need to look exactly like him.
That is a good answer. That's actually the best
the public
answer,
line.
That
he's
is
going
the
with.
most
It's
D-Wade
art.
answer.
Yeah,
It's
art.
It's relative.
Yeah, it's relative.
Relative.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
My whole thing is though, I don't know the science behind the statues and something whatnot, but like I don't know how we can go to Madame Tussauds or whatever
Man, what
it is,
in the wax?
and they look exactly like these people. And I don't know. I mean, granted, if D-Wade loved the statue, love him.
He didn't say that. He didn't say he loved it. He gave her answers.
He said, yo, I got one.
Right.
And the way Miami played him was crazy because like as the jokes was coming, like they had the video come out. It's like, oh man, how did D-Wade approve this? And they showed video of him like going through like the looks and like how the pose is gonna be. So
What's
like,
he gonna say? Like, nah,
It's a lot
like,
different,
let me
though.
do it?
Yeah.
When you see it at the first beginning steps, like oh, this shit look cool. This look.
He probably still on that high.
And then he, once they bronzed it, it was like
Yeah, we've been doing statues
you didn't see
in
that
monuments
process.
forever.
I don't think you saw that
Forever.
process.
Like the Lincoln Memorial looked like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah.
And honestly, if we want to go recent statues, not the bust. Who was the soccer player that his joint looked crazy?
Ronaldo.
Cristiano
Yeah.
Ronaldo, yeah.
Now, Asia Wilson, that statue in South Carolina got it down to the hair in her ponytail.
Yeah.
So don't tell me we getting now artistically
Listen.
like.
I know.
No, it's abstract art.
Nah,
That's not enough for my statue, Jake.
only above the shoulders is abstract.
You know what? You can put that in the arena, in a painting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I give them their props though. Like the details in there are good. Like if you like, they had. I think the Knicks played Miami.
Face
just
card
recently.
fell. Yeah, I saw
They
that.
had like down to the way it weighs. They had like the stuff that was on the scores
Nah,
table.
they did it
like
right.
the details was fire.
Yeah.
It was just the grill that was just so off-putting. Like I'm like,
They had the Pepsi can on there. Like,
yeah, like down
Yeah,
to the
that's
minor
crazy.
details.
Yeah, down to
which
that.
is like, yo, if we can get that right,
You can't
like,
get the jaw?
right?
Like,
There wasn't no other expression.
yeah,
I
come
mean,
on, man. Looking like Stack 5 and shit, bro. Like, looking like I said, Steven Jackson played for the Heat? What the fuck? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, hey, he got one, man.
that's a fact.
I think his son's reaction was the best.
when they looked at each other?
Oh my
That was
God,
the best.
That was the best reaction I've seen.
You know your son's gonna fry you up, as evidenced on this show. You know what I'm saying?
But look, man, I got one.
That's true.
Just get
That's
the shirt. Just get the shirt with the statue on the front, and I got one on the back.
That's an
Sell
insane
merch.
honor, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
what are you
right.
gonna do? I mean, I didn't realize he was the first person in Miami
Yeah.
history to have a statue over there. So I'm like, man, can't nobody tell me nothing. I get it, but we gotta get our jokes off, man.
MSG give you a statue.
Well, of course.
MSG gives you a statue. How you doing it? You know what I'm saying? Are you trusting them to be like, yo, we got the sculptor, we
That
got
is
this,
pressure.
that? Or you like, yo, I got a guy.
That's pressure. I don't think New York should do one statue for somebody. I think it should be like, because New York is about tradition,
Okay.
right? And they always talk about tradition and the older players that came, former players that like, if you want to honor them, put them around the Garden, like create something around the Garden. Similar to what Philly did. Now, maybe not that size, you know what I mean? But like,
Opposite statue.
It's a lot of artists out here. You know what I mean? But I think that's something they should think about.
I mean, all right. So let's say they are making you a statue, and you get to pick the pose, pick the moment, what
Yeah.
it is. Like, what pose or moment?
I'm
would you
3 to
pick?
the dome.
I'm about to
It's
say,
easy.
gotta be.
Easy decision.
Yeah.
Easy-
Right on top of the marquees. Put on top of the marquee.
I love it.
bruh.
Billy Joel gonna be mad. Like, when am I getting merch then?
He could go on the other side. On the 8th Avenue side.
Not like that side.
Oh man, but nah, honestly though, like I love that like the players that we grew up with are starting to get their flowers, starting to get like
It's my favorite
recognized.
thing.
It makes me feel old as hell, but like it's incredible to see somebody's entire career that I saw you know what I mean, finally get immortalized. Like, we laughing about the statue now and how it looks and all the jokes or whatever. But like 10, 20, 30, 40 years, like nobody's going to care. Like,
but that's the point. We can laugh at it because we know that it's going to be there, and it's funny as shit. Man. It's funny shit.
It's a wild looking statue.
Man, listen, and speaking of Knicks statues, dog, the Knicks...
James Evans.
James Evans. That's a wild looking statue. Okay.
It looks like the Knicks ain't getting the statue no time soon, goddammit. The season has been up and down. You know, and pending a lot of it's because we've been implementing a lot of new faces, a lot of people in the mix. Cat obviously being the biggest one. It happened right before the season, and looking at the Knicks right now, man, you know, how do we feel as currently constructed? You know what I mean? Without looking forward to the trade deadline, without saying, yo, who's out there?
Your way of saying things. Ask the question.
It's a special way. You know what I mean? Like, the Knicks team now, how do we feel?
Okay, first, the caveat is they're not healthy. You gotta, they're not healthy. Because you immediately go, there's no depth. They would have some more depth if they were healthy. I think that's the first caveat. And then two, for me, it's so early. And I know nobody wants to hear that because they pushed all the chips to the table this offseason. Like, I get it. But it's so early. And they're still developing chemistry, continuity, all that stuff in real time. Like, and then, to me, when I look at who you think you expect to be contenders in the East, like outside of Boston, I mean, the matchups, they're there. They have
nobody's
the talent.
really running away with it in the East. Like, I mean, the Cavs look good, but I don't really trust them to be like world beaters when it really matters. And the Celtics.
I do think Kenny Atkinson makes a difference there, though.
He does. He's a great
big
coach,
time,
I think.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, one, it is still early, but at the end of the day, you look at the rest of the Eastern Conference and you look at the teams that you expect to be better in April than they are in November.
Yeah.
The Sixers got off to a slow start. I'm sure they're going to pick that up. The Bucks, I mean, depending where
terrible start, not slow start.
Awful start. But I feel like they're going to pick it up as well. And, you know, when it comes to the New York Knicks, add to the fact that it's early, you still implementing all of these new pieces. You got the player that you have to know how to use offensively. And on top of that, the injuries. You really don't know what the rotation is looking like. So there's certain folks playing longer than they probably should be. And Thibodeau teams just seem to start slow traditionally. Like they usually catch their stride like January, February, and look like they're playing the basketball they're supposed to play. So I'm not too worried, but I do feel for Mikal just a little bit though. Like Mikal is the one I'm getting. He's catching a lot of heat.
But why though?
Why?
I mean, everybody was.
We overpaid for this role player. That's why, Cash. Let me tell you something. This is Joe from Staten Island. Listen, Carmelo, Cash, Monica, Mero, you guys. Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
you guys overpaid for a role player. That's what you did. You thought you were getting another Knicks. You overpaid for a role player. That's how they feel.
That's how they sound. Yeah, but on top of that, if Giannis is available. Like it looks
First
like
of all,
he might be.
You should package it. Here we go.
Maybe 6 first round picks. Like,
we're gonna stop that shit.
I'm just saying this is what they're gonna say. I don't say I believe it.
The issue is,
tell them
we as fans, New York fans. I can speak on New York fans.
Okay,
hang the hat off of every game,
every play.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it's such a roller coaster of emotions when it comes to fans. Yeah, you live and die with everything. I said in season 1 that it's going to take 20 games.
At least.
Yeah.
20 games to just work training camp out, work the rotation out, see who's healthy, see who's not.
Yep.
Tibbs got to figure it out. And he will figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
As far as Mikal goes, right?
I think Mikal
on the team. We expected Mikal. Fans are expecting Mikal to be, the 30-plus point guy. No, he don't need to be that on this team.
Right.
He go fast break, open court, backdoor layups, shoot his J,
defend.
Come off curls, defend. That's his role. But when we look at him as something totally different than that, as being like a go-to guy on the Knicks, we don't need that from him.
And I feel you on that.
So that's the emotional distress that the fans are actually feeling because
I need a 30 piece.
Can we call Joe back in Staten Island?
I feel this. Let's go back to Joe. And I feel you on that. But if you a fan, you looking at this trade and you thinking, all right, Knicks fans always feel like they got to pay that Knicks tax. So, like, you
Nah,
traded
fuck that.
I'm just telling you what they going
You know
to
why I can't
say.
agree to that?
Especially when you trade to Brooklyn. You know
Nah,
the Brooklyn fans going to be on your
nah.
ass if it don't work out, too. They're going to be like, oh,
This
you
is
got-
NBA. People work together. They work deals. It's relationship
Not the
based
Knicks and
too,
the
right?
The Knicks and Nets was a big deal, but go ahead. I wonder what's
It's
your
a
counter?
big deal because the Nets know that they not really, their plan is something totally different than the Knicks plan.
Yeah.
Right? So why keep Mikal and he's a really good player. Why keep him here, have him miserable when I can help this guy get to a place that he have a chance to? And that's respect from Josiah now. You get what I'm saying? Of making that actual deal.
Yeah.
We'll handle our shit over here in Brooklyn. We gonna figure this
We'll
out.
handle the whole
But I'm gonna help
PR.
Mikal get to a spot because I believe in him.
Right.
And I'm, maybe not New York, but I'm gonna help him get to
The
a spot.
other thing, though, to the Mikal conversation, I think you overlooked, because I remember last year when it was frenetic, when Philly was
That's a
like,
fact.
that whole situation was about the conversation about chemistry and pulling in the same direction. The other thing about role players is people say that as like it's a derogatory thing.
Nah.
You got, what, 12 All-Stars?
For sure.
Like 10, or 15 guys that make All-NBA team? Everybody in the NBA outside of them that are elite level role players. And so don't throw role player around like you made a mistake. You got somebody that understands the chemistry of your star point guard that you have gone all in on,
Facts.
has done friendly deals on behalf of the organization. He knows him, and he's one of the most versatile guys in terms of defending positions, and he's a seamless basketball player. Like, you got to relax. It's 8 games.
Yeah, the Knicks are seamless. Like, they're a seamless team. Like, everything just, it flows with them.
Right.
They're going to take some time because Cat still got to figure out when to roll, when not to roll, when to pop, when to get in the corner, when not to get, like, he got to still figure out his shit. I mean, he's playing well. He's shooting the ball, extremely well. I love that he's rebounding the fucking ball.
Yes.
Like, that's the biggest thing about that.
Getting to the rack.
But, like, he still have to figure out, like, his pace with the team. When Jalen start to get going, when you got Mikal start getting into
When
his
Cat
groove.
dropping 40.
Now you got to figure out how to implement all of those things. And it's 8 games. This is the part of this time this season where players shut shit out.
Right.
I don't blame him.
It's too
I don't
early
blame
for
him.
this shit. Like, why we go through this every single year? Y'all gonna say the same shit. We know the first 15 games. We just try to figure shit out.
No, that's a fact. I mean, to all your points, it's really about, they always say the best ability is availability, health,
for sure.
obviously, and reps. Like you're saying, like just like you said, 20 games.
Oh, who's
25
not
games
healthy?
in.
What, Mitchell?
So,
Robinson,
Mitchell
Precious
Robinson, Precious
Achiuwa.
Achiuwa, and Cameron Payne went down.
Yeah.
So you got 3 guys that's supposed to be in your bench
You know what I mean?
rotation.
That's like reducing your depth. You know what I'm saying? But when they come back, it's like, all right.
Yeah, but I'd
We
rather
back.
them get right.
100%.
Get right. You use November and December to get right.
I think it's been painful because of the juxtaposition to last year's group,
Yes.
right? Especially like the defense is very much still figuring it out right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you miss Mitch, obviously. You miss Isaiah depending on where you fell on Isaiah. But like the defensive side
No,
of
we
the ball
miss
has kind of
Isaiah.
been like, I miss
Yeah,
Isaiah.
I think Jalen misses them the
No, we
most.
miss
man.
Isaiah.
Them
100%.
screens, like he don't get them screens that Isaiah Hartenstein used to give him, and there's been some times, especially in the late games in Atlanta and in
Houston.
Miami. Houston,
yeah.
right, where he was trying to get open and he couldn't, and he misses those big number 55 screens to get him wide open in the middle.
Cat
It's rough.
Cat hasn't played the 5.
Yeah,
Right.
In the way
That's
that those
the
guys,
biggest key. Like people,
Right.
Cat never played the 5 that way.
Right.
Mhm.
So you have to figure that out because you can't do the same thing as the 5 that you do at the 4. You cannot do that
No way.
because now you're in the pick and roll. Like you know what I mean. It's things that you have to control. You got to control the paint now. You got to defend as the 5.
So
Right?
now
you got to know when to go down to the block and when to pop out
So
as the 5. You can't do that the same thing and pop out every single time at the 4. I mean, you can do that at the 4, but at the 5, you can't do that. So it's different, and people don't understand that.
Right. So, like we said, reputation, like repetition. Did the Knicks go in too quickly with the Cat thing?
No.
No.
Get it done.
Like,
Get it done.
Yeah,
don't run it back and
It's
see, and then
it's situated for Cat.
Yeah,
don't run it back with the
It's
same guys and
situated-
see.
They didn't have that option. Isaiah left.
Yeah, it's situated for Cat.
But Precious, you know what I'm saying? Was making that.
There was like a whole-
Is this a delusional Knicks fan?
No, you
get on
need
the
Precious.
Joe.
You
Go
need
on.
Precious.
Go take it back to
Monica,
Joe.
let me tell you something.
Precious got to be great in his role.
Precious
coming off the bench.
Achiuwa is the next Hakeem Olajuwon. That's what I got to say. I'm
just
gonna
saying
hang up and listen.
Joe gotta hang out and check his medicine cabinet.
Precious, I think Precious.
He's gonna be
he
important.
would carry what Isaiah carried last year for the team.
Yeah.
Like that would be his role now.
Set the screens.
Like you have to bring that type of energy. You have to bring that type of role playing
Defensive
that Isaiah
dog.
brought to the team. Because you can't expect that from Cat. That's just not his personality to do that, right? Mitchell Robinson is not there. So when you come back, like you have to be that energy guy. And Mikal will pick up off your energy, right? All of those guys are energy guys.
100%.
So Josh Hart,
I actually think of Josh first with
OG,
energy. Yeah.
all those guys are energy guys, and they feed off of each other.
So real quick, as a guy, we talk about your workouts all the time, phone booth, 2 dribbles. Has him changing his shot, like what does that do to a player, bro? Like in the season?
Nothing, because when you're working on it in the off season and you feel good about it, it don't matter what nobody say. You're making shots shooting this way. I'm going to try. He's young, man.
And he's found his way. Even in the second half versus Boston, he was clocking.
Yeah,
It's you gotta get comfortable.
Shooting games,
no, you gotta
mean?
get comfortable.
Yeah.
We so used to him shooting some whole other way that we see him shooting another way.
You're like, what the fuck is this? What are you doing? Yeah, right.
Nah, he gonna be all right. When January comes, February, and he's knocking that shit down from the corners, and like when the Knicks is rolling and playing the right way and they mold it, that's when you really gonna see the team block.
Right.
I think you talked about turning off the fans during a certain time of the year. I think that was a product of that. Like the beginning of the preseason, everybody is just so locked into everything about the Knicks. Like, oh man, big trade, big season, deep playoff run last year. The biggest thing everybody focused on was a warm-up in a practice of Mikal Bridges, and the shot's just a little bit of a higher release. Everybody's like,
so you started that?
Somebody, I didn't start it.
But that's to Melo's point. Like that's what preseason in the first 10 games do to you.
Yeah.
You nitpicking, you acting
especially
crazy.
here though. Especially
Well,
here.
you up the ante this summer. We just talked about going all in, but I think
is a good point.
Yeah,
That's a
and to
great
me,
point.
like in sports in general, those windows are so finite.
Yeah.
Like you don't have that many opportunities. And
Look at the Bucks.
Right. And frankly, how long ago were we talking about you being the only guy that was willing to wear the crown?
That's
like
a fact.
we're not that far removed from that in terms of where this organization has progressed to. Now it's all fantastic, but like you look at that roster. I know we all are part of the TV machine. Sometimes there's a lot of things said, but when the conversation was that's one of the best rosters in the East, like that's legit.
Yeah.
That's one of the best rosters assembled in the NBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I think when you talk about when you healthy, when you come back healthy, and now a lot of those guys, a couple of those guys can kind of go back to their original roles where they feel comfortable at.
Yes.
Right? Now Cat can go back to the 4 and you can go big lineup if you want to. You put Mitchell Robinson down. Like now you can really strategize. And when you put that roster up against all the rosters in the NBA, you tell me who's on paper.
Right.
What roster is stronger than that? Outside of Boston.
In the preseason, a lot of narratives happened. The trade happened, for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves, as luck would have it, would play the Knicks in New York in a preseason game. And there was some chirping going on at the free throw line between DiVincenzo and Jalen Brunson's father, Rick, assistant coach of the Knicks.
Rick is bugged.
And then, there was a back and forth after the game where, Rick Brunson has some not so nice words for Dante DiVincenzo. Was Dante wilding justified at the time?
So, fuck it. Fuck it. DiVincenzo, fuck it. Like this, I'm on the other side now.
Yeah.
Like once we inside this rectangle, like it's war. Like, you know what I mean? Like it gets personal though when we're like the group, and then it's like it feels like you get singled out, right? But you get singled out for a reason. Like you're valuable. That's why you keep moving around, and it's unfortunate that a lot of the valuable assets in the league always get moved around.
Right.
But when you think about it, like you moved around because you're very valuable at what you bring to the team. DiVincenzo, he brings something special to the team. Now, with that said. Nah, nigga, go. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you don't. Me personally, I don't feel like you have you are in a position to say when you want to get traded. When you're part of a deal, you're part of an overall deal.
Yeah.
It's a Julius deal.
Yeah.
And you get thrown in there because you are an asset. Take the deal. New York, but people get, New York, they get you. You know what I'm saying? It's Gotham City.
Yeah.
And you feel like you bigger than the world. You feel like this is.
I mean, even days afterwards, we see like, what was it, the GQ article, the photo shoot.
Right, so you get used to all of that.
He probably thinks,
and now you go to Minnesota, and now it's all about just basketball now. It ain't about anything else.
But is it like just?
But you're winning. You got a situation
You
to go
definitely in a
win.
position to win, for sure.
I think it was even.
Team.
Like and Rick is a nut.
Yeah, it's all of that.
That's the part I'm wondering because
I love Rick. I know Rick, so I know Rick is a nut. And Rick shit talking. Like, he's shit talking.
Everything is everything now.
It's
copacetic on all sides. It's like a moment of competition. Like
bum ass nigga. That's why you got traded. I already know what happens. Fuck out of here, bum ass nigga. I already know.
I'll pay extra. Whatever Adam Silver paying for league pass, I'll pay extra just to have the coaches mic'd up, the players mic'd up.
I'll be certain now. Like Rick, I would love to pay to hear him, like,
bro. But at the same time, is it just because? Is it just like he's like that, or is it like you said? We on the court, it's war. So like you chirping from the sideline, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's honestly, it's deep. It's friendship, it's bonds, it's
competition,
families.
All that.
It's, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of things that you get comfortable with and being around, and it becomes kind of simple for you, easy for you to just maneuver and play and go to work. You got your friends, you got your teammates from college, families, everybody know each other. But now you get removed out of that, you got to go build that with somebody else. But you missed that. So I ain't mad at Cat saying like, I'm in a concert watching a Minnesota game.
Yeah.
That happens. Like he should. Because if you don't, and you just leaving like that, and that to me as a fan, that's when I say fuck you. Yeah. Because it's like, You just played 7-8 years here, and then now you just disregard everything that we done traded or started over here, built. Yeah, Cat should have been in there watching the game of Minnesota.
I mean, and that Rick and Dante, like that's since college, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Like they've been a part of one another's lives for forever.
They know
like,
what push buttons.
I don't know about y'all, but some of the more heated memories I have from playing sports was against my best friends. And you fix it afterward. But in the middle of competition, like we're not gonna sanitize competition. And it comes with some trash talk.
Because with your friends, you go extra
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's emotion there.
So did DiVincenzo say something to Jalen about it? Like, what was that about? Like, you let your pops talk for you? Like, what was?
He said, and I mean, in the post,
yes. I feel like you got the inside scoop.
Well, the clips are out there. Yeah. The clips are out there, and it was basically like Rick run the team, whatever.
In the post game, he lied though. Like he was just like, we was just talking about basketball stuff.
It wasn't
It wasn't nothing serious. Man.
Yeah, it's not serious.
It wasn't
but I do think, to your point, in terms of the trade and that experience, like that's the piece where I always encourage fans to remember. You're talking about humans that happen to be extraordinary basketball players. The emotional connections you build in a place, in this instance, go date back to college, like we just talked about. Like you got to give guys room to have an emotional experience, whatever that looks like. So. It's just a reminder.
I'm just glad it happened in the preseason.
100%.
That revenge game energy in the regular season game, that matters. Like,
it's going to be there.
That's tough. It'll be there, but it's not like the first time. It can't be like the first time.
It is going to be there because now you have somebody else who now you have a white hat coming into the Garden.
But you don't think that one's going to be secondary to Julius returning?
Oh, God,
like that one to me is not even going to be a thing.
It's three different stories in that.
Yeah,
it's three different titles in that game.
That's the story.
When Julius comes back,
that's
to New
one.
York.
Then you got DiVincenzo. They're gonna replay all the clips and build that.
The camera's gonna follow him the whole game.
Then you have
he's in front of Rick.
Then you have a natural born killer coming into the Garden. And understanding what is supposed to happen.
Who wearing the mic that night? Who got that game?
Hey.
They gotta
put that shit on a 15-second delay.
No, ain't no way he's wearing it. No way he's wearing it. No way.
I gotta hear what he says.
Nah.
That's prime time.
For sure.
I love it, but I'm scared at the same damn time.
So, Monica, I know you got a dip soon, so I saved this question specifically for you. The Liberty secured a title in Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. We know the Caitlin discourse, and we got other stars hitting the league soon. Women's basketball is in a great place. I have a question for you. What is your biggest prediction of women's basketball in 2025?
I got one name. Juju Watkins.
Say no more.
Yes.
Right?
Say no more.
Of course, I could give you a prediction about how it continues to grow. But I do think what we saw in the last 2 years is you need names to pin it to that have had crossover appeal. Juju's that girl. USC is in the new Big Ten, whatever the conferences
Big
are.
I think they're Big Ten.
Yeah, Big Ten. She's literally going to be playing ball all around the country. Let's see, and we can maybe have this conversation in April, but let's see what that looks like in terms of being able to stir up the frenzy that we had that frankly carried Caitlin in to this season. And actually, we was running back the pod when I guessed with you guys. Caitlin had a fantastic year, rookie of the year, exceeded expectations. I think Juju has the potential to do the same thing when she gets to the pros, but if we could get that energy going from the college basketball ranks into the W season, I think it's only up.
Yeah.
That
Like
part.
anybody who's watched Juju Watkins who like
Man, she's so cold.
just aesthetically pleasing.
So
like,
cold.
Yes.
She kind of
crazy.
She kind of reminds me of you
She's
sometimes.
Maya Moore. Like,
Yeah.
very Maya Moore.
Hooper super, bro.
Very
Like,
Maya
Hooper
Moore.
super.
Yeah.
She's just so easy.
Her mid-game package
It's
is
just
elite.
easy.
Crazy.
Is elite.
It's
Her
too
her
easy.
footwork is elite.
That's what it was.
Woo!
The smoothness of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like this, like making it look like, bro, I'm just doing this. You know what I mean? Like this is light.
I seen a lot of memes online, and they said Caitlin and Angel Reese were Magic and Bird, and then Juju's gonna be Jordan.
Yo.
Comes in where everybody just
That's
like,
interesting.
I don't care what team this person played for. I'm watching her. She's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
interesting.
She
I
got
like
a
that.
different type of game.
Yeah.
She has a killer game. Like it is no, you in front of me. I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out my way.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you have that coming into like Caitlin had a different type of killer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Pick you
yeah.
apart. She shoot your lights out from half court. Like she can pass.
Talk
Juju
shit.
is 1-on-1.
It's nothing she
Get
can't
downhill,
do.
get to her
Yes.
package, get a
Golly.
bucket.
You getting cooked.
She's a bucket getter.
Cold.
Right.
And she's got a great team around her. Her parents are great.
Yeah.
She's great. It's funny because we told that line, particularly in the conversations around Black women, about, don't be humble. Incredibly humble, but as soon as the lights are on, as soon as you step on the court, bump all that. Like she killer, to your point.
Yeah.
I love it.
You're in charge of marketing her and making her like for the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing to make sure that you maximize Juju?
Honestly, Mero, I feel like they're already on track. She got the fat Nike deal.
Yep.
She has done mad stuff, I believe, with Spring Hill. I think she's going to be featured in the same documentary. I think. I don't know if it's the same one. I know she has a documentary, but ESPN did their one that featured Caitlin, Camila Cardoso, and I'm blanking on the third person, USC, Kiki Rice. Like, she's got a great team around her. I am curious, based on the experience of last season, if there is room to expand her voice. But also, even in the voice conversation, y'all, they 20. Like, I didn't want to be running my mouth at 20 either, right? Like, that applies to Caitlin, too, to some degree as well. Like, it's a lot happening in our society. And yes, if you are comfortable using your voice in that way, fine. But if that's not your first jam, I'm not necessarily going to force that on you. But I think she's got a great team with her already. Like, she's killing it.
That's the thing about the whole Angel and Caitlin thing, right? Like, you need people to kick those doors open first.
Yeah.
So by the time Juju gets to the WNBA, like, there might not even really be a need for her to be like a voice. Maybe by then there'll be so many people. Angel Reese will probably be 10 times bigger than she is now, where that's not even a question. The only conversation around her is she's a hooper. She's going to lead X team to whatever championship. And then that's all we talk about. Of course.
Yeah. That's not everybody's place to be out in the forefront and speaking on issues, and like, that ain't their place.
Right.
Like, some people just want to play ball and be out the way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
And
you
I
can't
think
expect
that's-
her to be the leader that everybody, foresee her being, or they want her to be.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
I would prefer her to lock in and just go hoop and play basketball.
Yeah. She's going to do that for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
I
She's
will
a Michael Jordan coming
Yeah,
to the
Absolutely.
WNBA.
I'm about to say,
The big
for
difference
sure.
for them too is like they are already crushing these NIL deals. And so some of the things that former generations of WNBA players dealt with as rookies is like, nah, we not. Like, y'all, this new CBA on the WNBA side is going to be huge because of athletes like Juju, Angel, and Caitlin that are coming through and already have the bread. Like, what other protections are you getting us as athletes, as women that want to have families and still play ball? So that's a whole nother conversation. I'm thrilled for her,
That's
though.
a fact.
Oh, man.
Well, it's a conversation that should be continued to be had. Like, at a high level. So Juju, man, shout out to Juju, man. Juju is an incredible player, man. I do to you. I heard you while everybody was speaking.
Yeah.
She does have that.
She got
that
like
mid-range.
the first time I saw her, I was calling her game at the Slam Summer Classic against all the other top women in the country, and she was just such, like, it was just came at such an ease from 15 feet in and back Like, she remind me a lot of you. Like, a lot of the mid-range game, the smoothness, the ease in which she got buckets. It was just like, yeah, Maya Moore is a thing, but just like move set wise, I'm like, that's Carmelo Anthony right there. Like, that's
my guy. That's why I fuck with you.
Way to start the second season, Cam. Look
at the tapes. Look at the tapes.
Listen, this is just
this isn't season 2. Blazers. Look at the tapes.
Just the beginning, man. Monica, we appreciate you.
Good to see y'all.
As always, being a part of our team, being an integral part and an integral player of our new team and
I'm
our
excited.
community. So welcome to the 7 p.m. family.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yo, listen, the NBA is back. And FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. You know what I mean? They want you to catch all the action. And right now, FanDuel is giving everybody 3 months of NBA League Pass, dog.
All you have to do is catch every tip-off and buzzer beaters. Place any $5 bet on the NBA to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of one and only FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/7PM to make every moment more this season. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. With the fourth quarter of the year already here, it's not too late to finish the year off strong and achieve those fitness goals.
That's right. And Peloton can help you keep bringing in those wins.
Peloton's advanced assortment of trainers and workouts is going to provide you with a well-rounded experience for those that are looking for a challenge.
Peloton's programs are so detailed and wide-ranging that you can even get an NBA type of workout, much similar to the challenging conditioning exercises I used to endure daily.
That's wild. Peloton got a few seasoned marathoners with programs to help you get ready. Their custom strength workouts for the gym keep you on track to push your limits every single time.
Hey, but the beauty of all this is you don't have to do this alone. Peloton is a place to keep old rivalries alive and keep the competitive juices flowing. Compete up on the leaderboard to see who can get the largest output is a part of the workout.
So find your push, find your power with Peloton at onepeloton.com.
First up, this man's episode was one of the most celebrated last season. He's a 17-year NBA vet. He tells it like it is, man. He don't pull no punches. You know what I mean? Peak 2K players. You can rely on him when the chips was down. You know what I mean? Please welcome RG, my guy, Rudy Gay. Welcome to the gang. You know what I'm saying? We initiated him off camera. You know what I'm saying?
Shake him in.
Now he's down. You know what I mean?
Shaking people in.
I'm here, baby.
When you see NFL wide receivers today and you see the skill set and the expertise, you can make the case that one person in particular helped usher in that wave of dynamic route runners. Not only that, his one-of-a-kind personality has transitioned perfectly into being one half of one of the most popular shows out there, Nightcap. And now he's here in Red Hook.
No doubt.
Please make some noise for the man who's only good by one name, Ochocinco.
Yeah. Let's go, Ocho.
Ocho.
Good to have you,
Glad to be
brother.
at the house.
Nah, you already know.
Glad to be at the house.
Welcome to the hook, man. Welcome,
Yes, sir.
welcome to
Ocho, question.
What's up?
First time you met Melo, man.
Uh-huh.
What was that connection like? What was the first connection you had
Hey, boy,
with
the
him?
Wi-Fi was beautiful. The Wi-Fi was beautiful, you know? You could tell when you meet somebody that's real and authentic,
Yeah.
the energy is different. It's different. And you can tell when you meet certain people, all right, that shit phony as fuck.
Yeah.
You could just tell. And I already knew he was a thorough dude, man. I never had the opportunity to meet him before. Watching him, he was, inspiring to me, even as a player, even though I didn't play basketball. You know, he one of the greats. So when I had the opportunity to meet him, and what I saw on the court, it matched who he was in real life.
Yeah.
That shit was real when I was watching him, on that court,
Yeah.
on that wood. So it was dope. So anytime I see him, man, it's always love. It's always a salute, to one of the greats.
Ocho, you had us wilding off camera before. I ain't gonna hold you. Before the cameras came on,
Yeah.
getting ready to start this whole thing.
Yes, sir.
And man, you transition into not just being one of the most outspoken people on the field, but like in media, it was just so natural for you.
Yeah,
And
just having fun, bro.
A lot of folks kind of follow that lead too. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, when, say, NFL, for example,
yeah.
everybody, you're playing in a controlled environment. Them folks in the NFL, they control you, everything you do. And the one thing that they love to do, what I didn't care about is when they want you to get in line, the first thing they do is they fine you. They take your money. So how can we keep these niggas? Oh shit, my bad.
No, you good. You say whatever you want to say. Space.
You sure?
You want to say so you're relevant, man. Come on, you good.
How can we keep these niggas in line?
Yeah.
You take what you think they value most. What they think we love the most? Money. So how we keep them in line? Take their money. So if you can't take my money, then you can't take my freedom. So I was always free no matter what. You can take as much as my money you want, but I'm gonna still play the game the way I felt it should be played. I'm still gonna talk my shit. I'm still gonna celebrate. And I was always free no matter what, because you can't control me, because the money is a tool. It's a great tool, you know, it can give me what I want, but it's always gonna come.
Do you feel like, see, you was playing while we was playing, me and Rudy. So when you talk about big names in sports, from us, we was watching you, right? We watched all the, I don't even want to call it antics, like the celebrations,
entertainment.
Like you having fun, enjoying
Entertainment, yeah.
Do you feel like you was a sacrificial lamb for what's happening today?
I wouldn't even call it a sacrificial lamb. I think I created memories. I created a legacy.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's okay to be yourself.
But you went through a lot.
Yeah, because it was
Creating your legacy.
breaking all
So
the
it was
damn
worth. It was
rules.
worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Oh,
it was worth it. See, most people, I asked that because most people today would look at that and just say, "Oh, Chad was wilding, or he was doing this," right? Because that's what the narrative was.
Yeah,
at that time, right?
Yeah.
So now we talk about here, we give flowers. Like now we see you now. You free. You know what I'm saying? Your understanding of business, the game, the media industry, and football, I think is the most important thing I should highlight here, because you never got that credit from the football community because of your freedom and your celebration and what you stood on. So for me, as another athlete who was kind of had my own lane and situation of what I'm doing over there, to see that and see you stand on that and to see you get your flowers now today, Chad. I just got to say welcome to seven. You know what I mean? I got to give you a moment with that, but I didn't want to go left. I didn't want to go left with that, but I needed you to hear that coming from us, because we used to run. We ran home on Sundays to go watch you. You know, we Ravens fans.
Yeah.
We know what time it is. We already know what time it is.
You ran the Ray too.
You understand? Yeah, we already know what time it is when you and Ray, you know what I mean? We know that. We know that. It was exciting for us to watch that. You was one of the ones, man. So I don't never want you to forget that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
With that being said, now you go on record saying you beat LeBron 1-on-1.
Yeah,
you know he full of shit. I gave him flowers. I didn't say he wasn't full of shit.
That
part. Okay, so let's talk about that.
You got to think about something, right?
All right.
I'm probably one of the greatest basketball players that really never had the opportunity to play in the NBA.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
Like, I could have came off the bench for the Knicks when you was there.
Talking shit.
Let me think about that. let me see the roster.
What year? Think about the roster. See, I have a special skill set that I honed over 30 years. You know, and I've never just had the opportunity to play because I didn't get the chance to play basketball.
You know what?
I'm just telling you.
No, I'm listening. He had perspective. Yeah. I want him to keep going.
Yeah, and so
elaborate.
Like I beat D Wade. Honestly, I probably beat y'all too. In your prime, I beat you now.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Like I'm really like that at everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad I'm getting this Ocho right here. But listen, this brings me back into personalities in sports, right? When you talk about the history of sports, there was only a couple personalities in sports that we're going to remember like a record 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, right? Anthony Edwards is this.
Yeah.
Like it's this energy, right? It's a sense of freedom. It's a sense of confidence. It ain't cocky,
right?
I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna go walk and I'm gonna go play and I'm gonna go bust your ass and I'm gonna put the HOF jacket on and I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this type of nut ass shit, right? But it's entertaining. The way he approached the game and just everything, the way he just say he'll bust our ass and part of it, right? That reminds me of Ant today. Ant reminds me of that.
I was watching
and that's some serious shit. Like, and that's why we love Ant today. Right? Because it's like, it's a freedom. It's a sense of freedom. And
you know what the funny thing about it is that a lot of people they see the end result. They don't see all the work I put in. They don't understand how I can talk my shit and be able to walk it. They don't understand the entertainment aspect. They just see me scoring on Sunday. Yeah. But they don't understand the work, dog. You know, the work. I'm talking about, I'm honing a specific craft to be great at this so I can entertain you, so I can talk. Yeah. So the first thing they say about people, oh, he's a hard worker. Well, that's common
baseline.
Sense. You know, if you're at the highest level with the elites of the elite. So how am I able to do this every week? For instance, just a small example. let's say we have a football season coming up. I look at the schedule, and I take every NFL DB on the schedule, and I put his name in my locker before the season starts. And I tell you before the season starts, I'm going to run down this list, and I'm going to kill every last one of y'all. And still be able to go out there throughout a full football season and still do it. That ain't shit talking.
No.
That ain't entertainment.
No.
That's a testament to the work I put in the off season.
Absolutely. That people don't see.
Yeah, that you don't see. And it felt good to have that freedom because I was confident in not only my skills, but the discipline and the work I put in. I know y'all ain't finna stop me.
Yeah. Your work.
I know y'all ain't finna stop me, which is why I'm able to talk like that. But you know, the media, oh, he's a villain, oh, he's cocky, oh, he's arrogant.
Right.
But they never tell the other side of the story and why I'm able to do it.
Right. And that's always been the narrative, like kind of like what you like he's arrogant, he's this, he's that.
I love it. I bought into it because if I conformed to how they wanted me to be, then my transition, I wouldn't be who I am now.
Right. Yeah. So to that point, man, we got a segment on the show called 7 p.m. Moment. You know what I'm saying? It's presented by folks at Peloton. Shout out to y'all. A moment in your career, the 7 p.m. moment in your career where it's like, all right, it's time to lock in. Like, I can't, if I go this way, I'm a fail. You know what I'm saying? If I don't put my all into this, I'm a fail. What turning point was that in your career?
You know the funny thing? It wasn't even in my career. When that motherfucking name across that ticker in that draft, when I saw it go across ESPN and them tears started rolling and my grandma started crying and I understood all the work and the ups and downs and the obstacles I had to go through to get to this point, dog, I'm from Liberty City, bro, in the 80s. I'm talking about the dope boy era.
That's right.
Where there's only two ways out. Either it's the streets or sports. Yeah. I definitely wasn't going to be no academic scholar. Shit. I barely got through high school. I can talk to y'all. Shit, we family.
Hey, we say man. We
be
good.
honest.
Yeah, be honest.
Man, when I seen that name go across there, and all I could think about is grandma picking me up from school, drive me to practice, drive me out, me getting in trouble, her coming to school, me getting suspended, just all the ups and downs of that climb to that point of that childhood dream, and seeing that name go across there, it was a wrap. It wasn't no turning back at that point.
Right. No plan B. I'm going in.
Yeah. So everything resets. Now I have a set of new goals. And that's how that went.
I think one thing I admire about you the most, man, is not just the stuff that you did on the field, but like the way you were humble in defeat, right? Like I don't know how it was like, I don't know if there's a stat for this, but I feel like you might be the most mic'd up football player ever. So, like, they know what they're doing. Exactly. They know what they're doing. Every time there was a Chad Ochocinco game, you'd see him warming up, talking to the refs, talking to the cornerbacks and all that type of stuff. Now, I think he was mic'd up for one play. I think it was against Ray Lewis when he cleaned your shit.
Well, he didn't really clean me. I tripped over my shoestring.
You're right. But that's the mindset, though. Like the way you even like the ultimate confidence in preparation and all that type of stuff. In the same way, you take defeat like the same way Ant-Man takes defeat. Like I was watching the Netflix joint and the way he talked about Kyrie, even though he's super confident, all that type of stuff. There's a level of like humbleness that I think comes in being any discipline you have, right? Like when it comes to football, it's a whole different level, especially physically. You know what I mean? Like, does that sort of rub off on how you handle media now, just as far as like your second career and just being able to stay locked in no matter the ups, downs, all that type of stuff?
Yeah, it's easy for me to stay locked in. I haven't had any downs yet, but at some point it will come. I know it's gonna come. And the one thing that I always focus on is being able to critique the players, and be analytical of them without being disrespectful. Like just a small example, with Embiid, the way the journalist wrote in adding his child and adding his brother who had passed away. There was no need for that. That's tasteless. Right. Now you can talk about him not being available in different ways. There's so many different lanes you can go to describe to the people about his legacy, how you have a legacy if you're never available and you're always hurt, without adding them two to it.
Different perspective.
You know, that's tasteless. Yeah. So I'm finding ways to navigate, because in this era, everybody's very sensitive.
Right.
It is different. It ain't like when we was playing. You know, you take the criticism. Oh, that's how you feel? Okay, bet. Hold on, watch this. No, they take it personal. You see them in public, or they fire back at you on Twitter. So it's not hard, but it's been kind of difficult to navigate being able to be critical of players in today's era, especially in the NFL, because you say something bad about them, based on it being somebody with credibility who was good at what they do, they take offense to it.
I feel like athletes. I feel like
You a whack nigga. Whack ass nigga. So watch nigga. Fuck out of here. This old ass nigga, bro. This nigga wasn't even nice, so we changed his name. Fucking bum.
But it's gotta be different though, because y'all all former athletes, right? And y'all had to deal with media from people who never was close to y'all as far as like.
But we also dealt with integrity in journalism, too.
Right?
Like it was some guys like journalists that's out there that you just know.
You know they trying to.
You know what he's on that day.
Yeah.
Like,
So you
just
recognize faces in the press conference.
You recognize as soon as you get into that situation, you come in.
That's the best part about this right here. You know, us having a voice. You
Indeed.
know, being out there because, you know, in you know, back when we were playing, and you know, you too. It was journalists that, you know, don't look like us, don't never touch the football, never touch the basketball, never touch the court, don't know what it's like to go through a, you know, have a bad game or whatever. But that's the clarity and that's the honesty you bring to it. It's where like, though these players can be mad, but at the end of the day, there's some truth to it. You gotta understand it. You know, it's just like if you brought them to the side of the locker room, or if you brought somebody to the side of the locker room, well, you know what I mean? And we know, you know, what lines not to cross. So I think that's the best part about having, you know, athletes now having a platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what makes it easy too? I've been in your shoes, nigga.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to drop a ball on third down when you really needed to keep a goddamn drive going.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to drop a touchdown.
Yeah.
I know what it feel like. I know when you have a bad game, I can sit to explain myself because I've been in your shoes.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to get upset.
Yeah.
I know what it feel like.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you what you did wrong, and I'm gonna tell you how I fix it, and I'm gonna tell you what you can do to fix it to make sure it don't happen again.
And that's up to you to receive that information.
Yeah.
Right.
You
We
know?
talk about that shit a lot. We
Yeah.
talk about it a lot. Last season, it was probably going to continue to this season. Like the younger athletes reaching out to you, reaching out to you and say, yo, listen, man, like we played the same position. You know what I mean? Like, is there any advice you could give me, man? Because I dropped 8 passes, dog, last game, dog.
Damn,
like,
well, you ain't gonna have no job.
They about to get me out of here. They about to get me out of here.
Giants and shit. See what I'm saying? Your Giants and shit. That's how you start thinking like that. When you deal with that type of shit every day.
They about to get me out of here and shit. Like, what do I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you like the type of guy that's like, yo, come work out? Or are you like, yo, let me watch some film on you, like, and I'll give you some pointers?
Nah, I don't do none of that. Once we in season, all them boys hit me before the season even start. And we work on, it's basically footwork and running routes. That's it.
Rudy, I got a question for you, man. Obviously, you know, first of all, welcome to this new medium, you know what I mean, of post-retirement life. And I love the
fresh out. You fresh out.
You kind of up behind the ears. But one of the best things about, you know, the sort of rollout to the announcement was the article that you wrote on the Players Tribune, and there was a quote that really stuck out. And it said, look, I'd be lying if I said my career turned out exactly how I wanted it to. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. How tough of a realization was that for you to come to? And not only that, to share it with everybody who read that article.
Actually, it wasn't tough at all. It's like you just got to get to the point. One thing about being an athlete and being a professional athlete, you get humbled. You know what I mean? So whether you think this is what it is right now, you know, somebody gonna tell you, or even the body of work gonna tell you. So I mean, for me, it wasn't hard. I could see how it'd be hard for other people. You know what I'm saying? And me being confident, my confidence is what got me this far. You know what I'm saying? So not being able to go out there and play at a certain level, you know, it was tough, and to be able to hang it up and feel like, you know, I still have more left on the table was tough. I mean, that part was tough. But, you know, after growing up after somebody like him, you know what I mean? It's tough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Set the bar high.
Comes from
What you mean? They play 18 years.
I was about to say,
You know what I mean?
We just talking
in
about
the same town as this dude, and people look at it like he next up, and then the kind of things he did, I'm like, well, you know, I had to one, get in the gym, work, you know what I'm saying, and do things. I had to figure out who I was, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he set the bar really high. So it was you know, you had to know who you are.
But there also comes that generation of appreciation for your game too. You know what I mean? Especially these Gen Zers that love video games. Like, you a 2K legend. You know what I mean? Like, we got YouTube. We got all the you know what I mean, the compilations of buzzer beaters. So even if you didn't see the career going the way you expected it to, there's still going to be this generation of appreciation. Did you feel that, like, once you made the announcement and people sort of coming to you and talking?
I did.
You got tagged in mad Rudy Gay compilations.
Come on. I mean, that was dope. You know, people that actually, people that you don't even think like appreciate your game.
You got a random fan club in Brazil and shit, like, you know what I mean? It's like 80,000 subscribers.
Hit me up, like, yo. Nah, but I got young kids, so they think I was washed. So I'm,
You like, yo, watch this motherfucker. I put on YouTube, put that shit on the TV, and fuck the computer, like, pow,
right.
80-inch TV, pow.
But you should though. Like, it's imperative that you get that love, right? We talk about longevity in careers. Like, I judge you off your career. And what you went through, how many times you fell, got back up, succeeded, fell, got back up, and move on. This man played 18 years in the NBA. You know how hard that shit is to do that?
Yeah.
1 year.
18
It's hard to do 18 years of anything.
in anything, in any sport.
Yeah.
Where you dedicating your daily life. You sacrificing family. You sacrificing business opportunities. You sacrificing your body, your mind, your soul. Like, and you can go either way. You can get like sucked up in all of the bullshit that comes with sports, or you can carve out your own.
And that's the toughest part, because you can attest to this, being a pro athlete, mentally you gotta be a little crazy.
Yeah.
But for 18 years, what I'm trying to say, like, you ain't gotta be crazy for 4 years.
You gotta be a little crazy.
You ain't gotta be crazy for 4 years. For 18 years to do something, that's insanity. To say I'm gonna keep doing this shit every day for 18 years, 82 games a year, sometimes Western Conference Finals, like games that they was known for going 7 games with niggas over there. So, like,
we gonna fight.
This is Brittany grind over there. But this is professional athletes, and when I be talking to the guys and younger guys, it's like, yo, bro, don't get caught up in this moment, because we talking about longevity here. Like, what are you going to do when you have to be humble? Like, we all had to be humble in different situations.
But see, that's the thing. Like, yo, like, accolades is one thing, or years is one thing, but like, to have, you could talk about what you did in the career, but to have people like Melo and people that, like Ocho, sit here with you and talk about, and them giving you flowers means more than anything the media, you know what I'm saying, your peers. You know what I'm saying? That's the real thing. Because at the end of the day, like, we a family. Like, yo, bro, like I said, you got to be a little off to consistently every day spend most of your day training to do a sport.
And go against the grain, though. You got to be crazy to go against the grain. Fuck training. What happens when you go home? What, you know what I mean? Like, you can't see your kids. You on a road trip for 2 weeks. Like, what happens? Back to backs. You getting in 3 a.m. You got to play. Like, it's. You wake up, you kiss your kids and go to school, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what people don't understand.
But those expectations feel like they come from media, though, right? I'm talking about, like, individually. I feel like each one of y'all as athletes had the moment where you either had to, like, change those expectations. I think you, when you went to New England, obviously, when you went to Houston as well. Just
where?
I mean, that city.
Texas.
You know what I mean? Texas.
I went to Nobu out there. I was selling wine out there.
So perfect, right? Like, at that moment, you're just like, all right, man, like, I know what it is.
Yeah, I had to be humble. Like, I really had to sit back and be like, hold up. This is happening to me? Like, hold up. This is what?
Yeah.
This is me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you sit and then you realize, like, maybe I'm never going to find the answer of why. Maybe it was just part of my story. Maybe it was just part of the book. Maybe it was just part of my whole career. This is already written for me.
Right.
And maybe I was just too high up to accept that. So once I accepted it, like, oh, well, I fuck this game. Like, you know what I mean? But I had to go ask people, like, yo, man, what you think? Maybe I should give it up right now. Some people was like, nah, don't fuck that. Don't do it. And then I had a couple people that was like, yo, Melo, look, perspective. Played 16 years in the NBA, multiple All-NBAs, 10 times All-Star, X amount of points. What you have to prove and to who? And at that point, I'm like, yo, tell the teams don't call me again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, fuck this game. Like, fuck this game. I'm cool at that point. So I had to fall in love with the process again. And I think at that point, I was looking for, like, people to validate it. Like, damn, I was looking for validation. As a player, you work so hard.
Yeah.
right? You work so hard, and when you don't get the validation for some of the work that you do, naturally you like, man, fuck this shit. Like, naturally you go into that. So for me, I didn't want to go into that. So I got away from having to be validated for my career up until that point. And at that point, it was like, I'm going, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fucking retire. I'm getting out of here. I don't have no regret. I came back and played 2-3 more years after y'all said I was done. Cool. I persevered. Here's my story. Now we on 7 p.m. being able to talk about it, right? So it's a full circle. It's a full circle moment. But that shit, like Rudy, man, don't feel like you regret retiring. Like, nigga, we can't do that. I told you, let's go play in the 40 and over league. Man.
Ojo, for you, man, like the NFL, you know, it's a different league, man.
Yeah.
It takes a different type of toll on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're getting towards like the tail end of your career, you go to New England, what's your mentality going in? You know what I mean? Are you going in like, yo, I got something to prove?
Nah.
Or I'm just trying to get a spot and show y'all what I could do?
Nah.
Or is it like, I'm just trying to ride into the sunset?
At that point, when I went to New England, ride off into the sunset. You know, understanding where I was going, understanding how Bill Belichick and those young fellas over there, how they ran things. Everybody was expendable. I look at scenarios or situations like one of the greatest of all time to ever play, Randy Moss. And to see Randy be there, to have a 23 touchdown season the season before, and then him make one complaint in the media about, you know, being paid the right way and then being cut like that. No hesitation. You know, it sets a precedent for players that come there. Listen, it don't matter who you are. You be one of the greatest of all time. If you act up here and don't do it the Patriot way, man, you out. I get traded there from Cincinnati. First day of goddamn meetings, Bill Belichick, you know, the Patriots had lost the previous, maybe AFC championship to the Jets, maybe AFC something. Yeah. And he, in the meeting, he going off on Tom Brady in front of the team. Now, Cardinal rule number 1, you never chastise your quarterback in front of anybody, whether it be media, players, anything. You always do everything in private. And Belichick letting fucking Tom Brady have it in front of everybody. And it sets a precedent. I got a better understanding. This is why these motherfuckers win every goddamn year. Because everybody is held to the same standard and held accountable. And if you don't follow in line with the Patriot way, you got to go. And so, you know, I was there on damn near eggshells. There's a reason why my career or my time there in New England that one year looked the way it did. Right. For one, I couldn't be myself. I got there late, so I was already behind the 8 ball, but I enjoyed that experience being there. And then people always ask me, what it's like playing in New England? I say, I ain't never been to the Army. I ain't never been to the Navy. But if I had to give an example on what I think it would probably be like, it'd be like playing in New England.
See, everybody
from a discipline standpoint.
Everybody can't perform under that, though. You know what I mean? Everybody can't perform under that.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt? Because I
was part of the Army.
I was part of that.
I'm about to say, like, Memphis or San Antonio? Both of them?
San Antonio.
San Antonio, okay.
Yeah, everybody can't perform. Me, I don't, like, you know, I don't want to go say, like, if I would do it again, but everybody's not the best under that. How'd you feel, like,
I mean,
performance-wise?
I was okay. I think I was okay. I knew I had to suppress who I was in order to be there. That Bill ain't playing that shit. Yeah. All that stuff I was doing in Cincinnati, and it was different. It really wasn't needed in that atmosphere in any way. I had gotten there late, so I was already behind the 8 ball from a playbook standpoint and having to catch up. And they had so many players at that time where, damn, why y'all traded for me? And y'all got Wes Welker, you got Julian Edelman, you had Aaron Hernandez at the time, you had Gronk. I'm like, what am I going to do? So they had all the pieces in place. So it kind of put the pressure on me to try to speed up and catch up. But I know when you speed up and try to catch up, then you also make mistakes. And when I'm not free here, then I'm going to make mistakes on the field. And then I was having mistakes I was making. So my playing time isn't what it should be. And it's like, I just kept quiet and kept chopping wood. If my time would come, it would come, but it didn't. We made a Super Bowl that year. Hell, I had a catch in the Super Bowl, though. Yeah, you did. Nice one, too, though. At that point, I was at peace. Yeah. Understanding, you know what, the end is right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you feel at peace? Were you in that? Utah? You ended in Utah, right?
You approached me a different way, though.
I said, did you feel at peace?
Oh, I thought you said...
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Yo, what's up with you?
Moved to a different way.
Niggas just having 7 p.m. moments over here. You talking about approach me again? See what I'm saying? Childhood shit. It's childhood shit right here. Did you feel at peace in Utah towards the end of your career? I asked that because I talk about peace that I felt in Portland and in LA. It was just peaceful. It was just, I'm going to work, peaceful, have some fun, go play with some night, go try to win, like enjoy the role that's expected of me. Like at that point in time, I'm humbled now. It's just like, okay, all right, you guys got me before. But for you, did you feel like, you know what, I'm just at peace? Or this shit is still work and it's stressful?
I mean, it was work and stressful because I got there like where shit was, they was trying to figure shit out, you know what I mean? But one thing with me, when I realized like I'm using my voice too much, you know what I mean? When you get older, it's like, yo, I can go out there and hoop and do all this, but when you talking too much, it's like, bro, it's time.
Angry fat ass. What were you saying? Your perspective changed on the game.
It's like, back when I was here, like, you know what I mean? It's that I didn't want to be that guy, and I was turning into that guy.
What were things that you find yourself saying too much that you were like, yo, I can't believe I'm this person now.
Young whippersnappers still know.
Turn that music on.
Like somebody taking a shot, like, yo, what you doing? Or anything like, yo, man, this food ain't hot enough or something like that. I'm like, yo, just everything just seemed like, yo, I'm like, man, I'm just, it's overwhelming.
You turn into NBA Larry David? Shit, like, just like,
I used to, yo, you good over there? No, man, these young niggas, man.
We would have that talk. I remember.
In the game, though.
In the game, we'll have that conversation.
I don't know if I'm going to play tonight, but I'm over here, man, fucking these young niggas is crazy. Right. That's all he used to say. Like, well, you good, bro?
Like, if I'm playing and he not, I look over at the bench, Melo smile. Yeah, he does. You a spectator at this point.
I just in the best seat in the house. Come on and sit down over here with me, man. Come on, man. Why you out there, man? You out there in the third unit. You looking nasty. Like, come on, man. You already got a Utah jersey on. Like, come on, man.
I'm still on the court. I'm
He's still trying to get to his mid-range. They're like, nah, no, Rudy. Come on. Come sit over here with us, man.
Give us 4 more buckets, Rudy. Come on.
I'm telling you, man, slow down.
He's like, yo, you get stopped in the back. Rudy, man, get the fuck out of here. These boys ain't playing that shit. You see me, Rudy. I'm just went to the corner, man.
You told me to move. I'm like, no, I'm sitting right here.
This my spot. That's it. You ain't calling for the ball no more. Nah, hell no. I'm in the corner, spot up. Yeah. That's it. Trail threes. That's it. Fuck it. That's the game, man.
When they know he not moving from that spot, that's when you know you gotta give it up. And defense, it's like, yo, you ain't supposed to switch. I'm switching. I'm going MB.
But now you become disruptive.
Yeah. See, that's
you
what
become
I'm
disruptive, right? It's like you get penalized for being your intelligence, like your IQ sometimes as you get older. Because it's shit that you see in the game that you know works for sure.
Yeah.
And then you're like, damn, why?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it anyway. Fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you that it worked. Maybe it may not work because everybody is not on the same accord.
Right.
But this shit work. Why are you fighting this man? Like, this nigga disgruntled.
Disgruntled? Is that
they use words like that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's what they say like in the newspaper and shit. Yeah. But like, have y'all ever had a situation where you sit like veteran knowledge, tell a coach like, hey coach, like, yo, you should probably do this and this and that. And
you gotta have that relationship. You gotta have, so that's if you don't have a relationship with the coach.
Right.
If you have a relationship, then it's a way that you handle that. Because you see, both of y'all gotta be seeing things, y'all gotta be working in the tandem. So if I see something, you gotta trust me to know, coach, this y'all see this or run this play. But you have to see that too. But if I go to you and say, okay, in the timeout, your coach run this play, and you look at me like, man, you know what I mean? So I stay away from that, man, because in the heat of the moment, you don't know how a coach going to respond to you. He could be panicky in that situation. It could be end of the game. You don't know how
he could probably be dealing with stuff upstairs. You know what I mean?
The contract. You don't know what the goddamn coaches.
I feel like football's even more complicated because you got a head coach, you got an OC, you got a DC.
As a receiver, I never say nothing. If anything, if I see something, then I tell my quarterback. And then I leave it up to the quarterback to go to the head coach and the offensive coordinator and say, listen, Ocho say you see this, we could do this. This is what they running on this down and distance, and this is the tendency they showing, and we could get away with it. But as far as talking to the coaches, I don't bother them. Because they got enough on their plate, and I understand that. Right. You know, when I'm in game, so I don't even bother them. I barely even talk to the quarterback because he got so much to deal with. Yeah. In game, he got so much to worry about coming out the huddle. So
God damn, that's crazy. Can you imagine not talking to your point guard?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
You gonna do what you do, Chev. I do what I do. Yeah, nah, that's crazy. But anyway, late last season, man, we introduced the Temple. You know, this is where a moment in someone's career where they get lessons from legends. I always talk about my time working out alongside MJ. We had had some time and just trying to pick that greatness gem out of MJ. What was the moment of your career? Like, what was your moment for the Temple when you felt like it was a masterclass in what you had to do?
What moment in my career was a masterclass?
Like, when you received that, like MJ for me, Elijah Wan for me, you know what I'm saying, Cole for me, younger, like getting those master classes from those guys. Who was that for you?
Prime and Ray Lewis. The conversations, bro. The conversations we had continuously, not because we planned each other, but the friendship and the brotherhood that we had before every game, whether we were playing each other or not. Like there was a certain connection that he helped me with, especially him in Prime, but not just football, bro. It's about being a father, just being a better man in general. And they've helped me mature in ways unimaginable because I wouldn't have listened to anybody else outside of them too. Because anybody on the outside, how you gonna tell me what to do? But that was the only thing I can think of for me that was magical. Like one of the moments, like I'm looking up to them. I'm playing against you, but I'm still looking up to you. Regardless of the entertainment aspect and regardless of the trash talk that I do, that's merely entertainment for the masses. But there's a huge amount of respect for them individuals I lined up across. Yeah. And I always showed it.
I love watching them clips where every time you and Prime get together, y'all line up against each other, trying to run a route.
I don't care wherever I see him at. Wherever we could be at a funeral.
Yeah, I'm riding you up.
If I catch you
in the parking lot,
right there in the funeral.
Niggas gonna be like, yo, these niggas is bucket. Yo, man, that's my man, rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, it's beautiful though, man. Especially now you see the effect that Prime has on the next generation of players, man. Like, obviously for 80s babies, like we know what Deion Sanders meant to us. But now to see what he's done as a coach for the Buffaloes, for, you know what I mean, those draft kids that are going to come in next year, and then, you know, however he stands in Colorado, like we was talking about, Giants need to take his son and him next year. Get the package deal, come to New York, do something like his effect.
Change the culture.
Yeah, like he's a culture changer, and the effect that he has on the youth, like no matter what generation it is, it's legendary.
But I don't think he get enough credit for what he did in high school.
Yeah.
Like on the high school level.
Right.
You know what I mean? We see it now, but like the grind of him going back after an illustrious career and all of that, and like to go lock in to high your school. Kids. Like for me, that was like, oh shit. Like I'm gonna coach my kid. I gotta go really train my kids and develop my kids. Yeah. Because I know I got the blueprint. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I felt like, damn, I could relate to that because I had to do the same thing. But he don't get that credit. Yeah. Like, it ain't just, Shador, them niggas right now. Like, them niggas is in high school putting in work.
I'm sure he could have very easily called somebody and be like, yo,
he did. He went back and set up shop in Dallas, I think, and really showed, like, I'm committed to the development and changing not just my kids, but football and how you train for football and how you prepare for football. That is special. Like, that's the story right there.
He's changed the way college recruiting is going to be for the rest of time, bro.
Oh, yeah.
In the NIL era, he was one of the first people in football to figure it out. Yeah. Quickly.
With no money.
With no money. We got Colorado going from
with no bread.
Team had 2 wins, 3 wins before a year? Probably less than that. 1-11.
Goodness gracious.
Now they nationally rank.
My son did a deal with no bread.
Yeah. Just off the name.
That's honorable. That's honorable.
The reputation.
Like,
yeah.
I
handshake.
You got me?
Yeah.
You say you got me. Let me do what I do, but
And
we
to
gonna
keep
figure this
players
out.
nowadays with the new rules, you can just
It's
leave.
hard.
Yeah.
You can leave whenever you know what I mean? Coach.
That
say
portal-
something to you,
that
you can
portal's
leave.
always
The
popping.
portal is popping. Like, you can really leave to keep players and
It's
That
really
shit is
free agency
special,
now.
man. It's-
special.
Right.
It's
That
special.
NIL is big bank take little bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play ball.
part,
Play ball.
100%.
You want to play. You got to pay to play today.
Mhm.
Right. So you got that relationship with Prime where it's like, like brotherly, like
Him
y'all
and
can talk
Ray,
about anything.
yeah.
Not just game, but specifically talking about game, the NFL, football.
Mhm.
What receivers were kind of like, because we all know, like, y'all know as athletes, like locker rooms is important, vets is important.
Mhm.
Who was some of your wide receiver vets, OGs that gave you game? Like, hey man, look, your foot's this way when you coming off, you bumping this dude too early.
You know what? I ain't had nobody like that. And I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you, especially when I came in, because they understood this motherfucker here to take my spot.
I was about to ask you that. I was like, was that
Yeah.
the reasoning behind it? Like,
I
this.
don't know if that was the reason behind it, but I didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, I went in, locked in already, and understanding that it's not his job to help me. You know, I got to navigate my way and understand I'm at the next level now. Got to do everything right, be sharp, be detailed, be disciplined. And I was already ready because I came in NFL ready, even as a rookie.
Right.
And you could see that day one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, nigga, your shit in trouble.
Yeah. And you think that was like
Yeah,
intimidating?
I didn't
like,
even have to say it. You could just the way I walk, nigga. no disrespect.
Yeah, that's a
The way I
fact.
walk, you know.
You know what time it is?
It's simple.
and it's just made motherfuckers nervous. Like,
Man, listen, and when I lock in on that field, I work like a madman, bro. You know,
And it's-
understanding me. I do our team, I do scout team, because I want to be prepared for the dude I'm gonna see on Sunday. So when I do scout team, that means I'm going against our number one defense. So now I get to work on my shit. Coach, what you doing? You doing too much running? Nigga, please. Give me the play. Let me see the cue card.
Word.
right.
And 3 Big
worked.
Macs.
And what you say? 3 Big Macs.
3
Like,
Big
I
Macs.
refuel.
How this man has managed to remain an elite athlete eating only McDonald's.
Word. What's that guy? Saving me. He's saving McDonald's.
How you
man.
killing science right now, bro? Like,
Man, science.
I
listen,
wish, dog.
I don't buy that shit.
I want to go
I
on
don't
the
buy
stage,
that
man.
shit. I'm all about do what works for you and your body. But I know what's worked for me since I was a little kid. Since I was 4 years old, I be eating the same shit. Nigga, I played 12, 13 years, not one injury. Well, I dislocated my finger. That's it. I ain't never get hurt. Never.
In
You
the
know,
NFL,
got hit,
that's
got
crazy.
smacked up. Nothing.
what's your go-to McDonald's
Number
order?
one, extra cheese with no onions. Cook that ass.
He's only finished the sentence. He's only finished.
Yeah.
Like, yo, in the trajectory of the history of the NFL, man, receivers wise, do you feel like people give you your flowers, or you feel like you
Yeah,
recognize
my peers.
Your
Yeah,
peers.
Absolutely. And the young folk, the young dudes,
all that matters.
love.
Is there anybody that doesn't? That you feel like, man, but it's like still like you be like, fuck y'all, man, I don't care.
All of those that matter do. Now, those that are in positions of power with the suit and ties that don't, that are control of who comes in the can and doesn't,
Right.
I don't care nothing about that. That's why I put my own jacket on. I don't want to play politics. And I understand the game of football comes with that. When I put that jacket on, we were playing the Ravens.
I know. Listen, Jam, I already know.
On that catch, I already knew I was crossing the 10,000 yard mark if I got over 20 some yards that game. At that point, you know what? I'm gonna put on a fake Hall of Fame jacket and induct myself in the middle of the season.
10,000 yards, shit.
Yeah, I'm not waiting on y'all because I know how y'all gonna play. I know what y'all gonna do to me when I'm done playing. I ain't waiting on y'all. So as far as I'm concerned, my jacket is 101. And I'm gonna go make my own bus, 14 karat gold.
With a cigar lounge.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? With a cigar lounge and that motherfucker and some yank. Yo, listen. I've been telling y'all since episode 1, this is the number one show in America. And the number one show in America got the number one segment in America. God damn it. It's fuck with it or fuck out of here. And this is the Ochocinco edition.
Yeah.
Gang. You know what I'm saying?
Shit,
If
we
you're
got-
familiar,
we got
if you're not
new cups
familiar,
and shit, too.
a little primer.
Got new cups.
Fuck with it, fuck out of here is a segment where we talk about, stuff that's going on in pop culture, music, art, sports, whatever it is. And we ask everybody here, do you fuck with it? Yeah, I like that. Or is it a fuck out of here? Man, get that shit out of here. Don't ever mention that shit
Nigga
again.
lit
all
up
right?
on this one.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
Light
a
it up.
goodie.
Light it up.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a goodie.
First up, In 2016, you had an interview with Cincinnati.com and you shared a unique remedy to treat ankle sprains. You was quoted as saying, I collect warm urine from my teammates, heat it up, and put my ankle in it for 30 minutes.
Yeah, that worked.
Okay.
I'm asking
you the question first, and I'm gonna ask you the science behind it. Fellas, fuck with it or fuck out of here. Ocho's take on science when it comes to treating ankle sprains. Are you putting your foot, Rudy? You know what I'm saying? You putting your foot in a bucket of piss to play in the UConn Old Timers game?
I mean, respect to you, but you know what I mean? I don't know what got you there to even think about that. But,
You can say you gotta be crazy in this world. You can fucking say
That's
that.
insane. That's insane. But I'm
Hold on.
happy it
Before
worked.
we answer that, what's the science behind
Yes.
It's not science. It's,
Oh.
a home remedy.
that?
You don't believe in
old
science.
school.
Nah, science sucks.
Science
Sucks. You know?
But science is based on facts.
Let me tell you what they do. Science isn't facts.
What is it?
Depending on how much you pay them, then they'll tell you what's good.
That's why
and
you
what
gotta listen
works.
to the right people.
Follow the money. You understand what science really is.
I feel like there had to be at least some, you know what I mean, some choices that you went through before you finally landed on like P in the ankle.
No.
Like-
My grandma told me about that back in the days. Back in the days.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
There's
okay.
a reason I've never been injured. Home remedies.
I can't argue with the results though, man. Like
Exactly.
you look like you're in better shape than most NFL players I see
And
right
the
now.
ancestors,
Bro.
they sitting here living proof.
Yeah. Hey.
See? So you wouldn't soak the play in the game?
Hey,
You
bro, I
wouldn't
mean,
soak warm. You warm it up about 30 seconds in the microwave. You
I'm
wouldn't put your
fuck out
foot
of
in
here.
it.
I'll let you know that right now. I'm fuck out of here.
I mean,
Come
yo,
on.
listen,
Man, I'm just gonna play on the fucked up ankle.
because of the career you've had and the success you've had, you might make me. I might think about it for a second, but
Don't do that
I
shit.
I'm
You
not
know you
doing.
ain't doing that. You fuck that shit.
No
You
teammate.
sorry.
Baby,
I'm
it's my own
sorry.
P.
Yo, so I'm your teammate.
It's my own P.
Get me.
How do you collect?
How do you collect my piss?
I give you some water. Hey, drink this water, boy. When you got to pee, boy, put it in this cup for me.
I give you some water. Drink it.
And it's a good thing. This is how I was able to collect it all at one time, right? You got team meetings in the morning, right? Everybody, hey, y'all boys, do me a favor, boy. My ankle kind of fucked up. I need you to, all y'all to drink water at one time. So when we break meeting, if y'all pee, it's a bucket in the bathroom. Boom, y'all all pee in that bucket for me. I take it as long as it's enough that comes above the ankle, you know? Warm it up.
Yo, bro. Let me listen, champ. You ain't Liberty City no more, champ. We done
You go
graduated.
to doctor so and
I'm
so.
just telling you, it worked.
I pray that you don't get your ankle fucked up today.
Right
It's a
now,
wild
nah,
boy,
I'm
bro.
good, I'm good,
Not
I'm
nasty
good.
piss out there.
Get your left tackle somewhere around.
Listen,
right.
I might because yo, they used to say like they used to say with baseball players, a lot of them they own, but it was they own urine
For real?
on the hands, yeah.
For drug test?
Instead of
piss test?
instead of batting gloves. You know what I'm saying? For grip.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was like Moises Alou, shit, people like that.
I just
So
don't
what's the
wanna
name?
touch
What's the
some
name used to
Posada?
bring piss before he fought though?
Wait, what?
The boxer used to.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh,
like
they had
to
the
maintain the
24/7 on.
nutrients.
You got his name.
Nah, I don't want to say Maradona. I ain't married. Mayorga, yeah.
He's drinking piss.
Yeah,
He's drinking
drinking
piss.
piss, yeah.
That's if he's doing that for
To
health
make weight
reasons.
and all that, yeah.
If he's doing that for health reasons, that's crazy.
he
Because
was
that
doing
nigga
that to
used to,
cleanse the
cleanse?
the shit that he was, you know.
bro,
what I
that motherfucker used to walk in the ring with a lit cigarette.
mean? So why you think
Swear to
drinking
God.
all piss is out of ordinary for this?
That's what I said. I said, nigga, just drink water and put the bogey down.
That's why I
You gotta
don't
drink
back
piss.
niggas up no more. I just
Some niggas get a nod.
Head nod.
All right, yo, what up?
I don't know if he was so healing.
Yeah, I'm fuck out of here. There's a lot of toxins and shit.
Yeah, like you don't know
you
whose
don't
pee is
understand.
clean.
Most of the stuff in your body could already heal you.
I'm
they
sure
tell
it
you to take
can.
all. They tell you to take all these pills and all
do
this extra
believe in
shit,
that,
and
though.
everything
I do
you need is already up in
No,
you.
that is a fact. That is science. That is a
Yeah.
true, actual fact right there. I don't know. I can't question your ancestors with the piss. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
fuck
nah, bro.
I ain't doing it.
Y'all got it.
Ocho, you said on Club Shay Shay, you saved 83% of your NFL money by sleeping in the stadium and buying.
Oh, the
fake
first 2
jerseys.
years.
Right.
Yeah.
So, question for NBA guys: fuck away the fuck out of it. Sleeping in the arena in order to save some bread.
Y'all athletes? Y'all been in
I ain't played all this. I ain't shoot all these fucking jumpers in the
It's
gym
got
and
all the
sleep in no
amenities
fucking.
in there.
I mean,
I'm sure it's
shit.
warm.
I mean,
food.
it depends on what you mean.
Listen,
I don't know. I mean, shit.
I'm sure they got
Have you stayed at the arena?
No.
No.
so let me ask both of y'all: is there arena? Because y'all been to different arenas, obviously.
Practice facility, have you?
Or practice facility.
Have you
Which is
stayed
the
in-
nicest
have you
one? Which is
stayed
one
in
I
that you would?
slept there, but not the night.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
Like
one
a
that
little
you would though? Like, yo, this got like a good amenities and shit. Like, I
They
could
all
crash
do.
out
All
here.
of them got a nice
Yeah,
little.
they got everything you need. Whatever
What's
you
the
need.
best one though,
The
B?
best
What
one
got
I
the drinks that you like? The water pressure is
do.
fire
They
on the
all do.
They all got
shower.
the same shit. They got same sponsors. So
Everything.
everything look the same.
Everything's the same.
Same flow.
Holiday Inn
Same
Express
flow.
shit. Everything's the same.
Everything.
Like,
God damn.
Yeah.
okay,
I had
damn.
no idea. I figured like
I'm about to invest in the
Garden
NBA
or-
shower heads.
I mean,
Nigga,
let's
like,
say
you
Steve
fuck with
Ballmer.
it? You
just-
fuck with that?
Well, I'm not fucking with it. You get me?
Would you stay in the arena?
Listen, depending on which arena it is, Steve Ballmer just paid like what, $3 billion for
Yeah.
Intuit Dome.
Nigga,
They got
first-
seats that like talk to your ass and all types of
Come
shit.
on,
Like,
Barnes left.
I know what they do. Like, he did a lot. He did a lot.
Cass, only thing I said was,
I'm saying,
slip in the arena in order to save some bread.
he seems like
Fuck the fuck out of here.
it seems
surrounded
like
with it.
if it's good enough to spend $4 billion in a place, that
You'll sleep in there.
I'm for sure.
1000%.
I've
But
slept
I'm
in
a
practice
regular-
facilities.
I'm just a TV dude, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not an NBA player, so
I'll stay the night in the not the whole night, but like after a game, come back late night, 2 a.m, chill at the facility.
I'm about to say,
Right.
I've never
Cut
touched
the
Rudy
cameras
Mello
off.
or Ochocinco bread.
I'm about to say. I'm about to say, they
But
give me
guys,
that
wild stories about that. Like
Yeah,
that's maybe
no.
for another segment, but
I'm about
it's
to
a lot
say.
of stories, man. Old niggas was nasty, man.
I was about to say, because yo,
Old niggas was
if you
nasty,
telling
man. I'm
me-
telling you, man.
you telling me you giving me a spot that got amenities, that got food,
You got
showers,
24
rooms,
access to a training
24
facility.
hours access to this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm over here going crazy at Greenhouse.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that bitch at 5 in the morning.
And I know
you
I'm gonna be
can't
late-
miss
and I know-
practice.
And I know I'm gonna be late for practice at 10 o'clock.
I'm not
If I
just
go
going
home and go to
straight.
sleep. I'm going straight from
That's fine.
Greenhouse to the facility.
You feel me? Like, why not? I'll be doing that shit all
Sleep
the time.
there. You gonna get the proper recovery. You got all the antioxidants.
Oh,
You got steam room. You got steam room. You got sauna. You got cold tub, hot tub, shower.
If you stay there,
You can't be late if you stay there.
can't take your money.
Yeah. Yo, Dave, they looking at you like, Dave, yo, you got
You can
it
talk all
early.
the shit in the world. Oh, he partied. Guess where I was at?
Yeah.
right.
The first one here. Shower, ready to go. With my hot tea, ready to
Sitting
go.
over the tea and the waffle. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
so
y'all ready?
I fuck with it. Though. I fuck with guys sleeping in the rain. There's guys who sleep in the rain. Guys obsessive.
Yeah, do it.
There's certain guys.
I'm positive there's rooms in the Intuit Dome of the Garden that's much nicer than a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom.
Man, niggas had
apartment,
offices in the
You
arena.
kidding
Man,
me?
Magic
Yeah.
and the niggas had offices. MJ
Happily.
had his own locker room. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
he could have came to New York and stayed in the Garden if he wanted to.
What's the NFL version of that? Does it vary, or is it like the NBA where everything is like
that
the
Baker
same?
Mayfield
NBA
commercial?
is different. I think today, the stadiums and minis have changed, but back then, it was cool. It was enough for me based on where the fuck I came from. I wasn't complaining.
He's like,
You mean it's everything? Everything I needed was already there. I'm coming from college.
right.
Why the fuck is you telling me to go rent a house or buy a house and everything I need is right here where I fucking work? That was my mindset based on my surroundings and my upbringing and where I come from. So I was good. So it's different. Everybody else might not think like that.
Yeah.
The kind of money they make today, they won't think like that.
Right.
So it's different.
I took all the Gatorades home after practice and shit.
Yo, see that?
Plastic bags, snacks. I'm telling you, all that shit. Food, everything.
It's just going to go to waste.
Take it
home.
Bro, don't let me loose on the set, bro. That crafty's going home with me. You know what I'm saying?
Lionel Hollins, though, when I played in Memphis, when he got there, we hired him. He said, "Fuck y'all, y'all sorry, y'all ain't getting breakfast here. Eat at home."
Eat at home? Nah,
Niggas had
man.
breakfast for us, man.
Dead ass?
Yeah, we had to earn it.
Not
That's what
earning.
he said, but we ain't never had breakfast. I was mad about that.
So you never earned it? Nigga, what the problem? Motherfucker.
That was the grind.
Nigga, it was the grind with no grits.
Eat at home. I'm like, yo, damn. I'm
Man, he said, fuck out of here.
Oh, man.
He said, grind no grits, motherfucker. That's it. You better get you an Eggo waffle, bro. Fuck out of here.
shit. I was there. Shit.
Powerade and Skittles for breakfast. Skittles and Powerade and Skittles for breakfast. Right before practice.
Man. Yo, and another version of Ocho versus science. In 2020, you said that you used to take Viagra before games.
Yeah.
Because,
You don't do
quote, stay with me now. If you take half a pill before a game with a little bit of Red Bull, it increases the blood flow, which enhances performance. Fuck with it or fuck out of here.
I fuck out of here, but I want to, I already know the question. But go ahead.
Being willing to take sex supplements before games to improve athletic performance. Yeah, I'm fucking with it. I see the logic in that.
I just gave you the description of what it does.
Freaky ass niggas, man.
I see the logic.
And the shit, man.
McDonald's, I was iffy. The urine, I was iffy. The increased blood flow to the
McDonald's makes sense now.
I can see that. Hey, I can see what that works.
Niggas ain't gonna back you down in the post. You know what I'm saying?
My nigga, we talking about football. Like, what are we talking about?
Bro. I'm thinking of just running and all that. Okay, that makes sense.
Listen,
Please ask some football. Please. Ocho.
It were half a pill. Not the whole thing.
Not the whole thing.
Just
Whole thing's too much power.
I was a little bit more explosive. My lateral movement was a little better.
Niggas ready for action.
Explosive for real, nigga.
Now, I heard a lot of stories people making dumb decisions with a stiff leg now, man.
Well, you can't stop a nigga running on 3 legs.
You know what I mean?
You can't stop a nigga running out 3 legs. It's crazy. I know y'all heard that. Listen, I mean, I've heard of this, though.
I hope you got a deal. I'm about to say, they had to cut you a check for that.
Nah, hell nah. I really did that for real. I won't worry about no partnership.
You about to hit CM on that?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you about to say, come on, stop. You know what
we do.
Brand deal all day. Come on, they call Shay Shay on baby.
Enjoy.
Organic marketing.
We understand the cap team over here.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of that, man, Peloton. Shout out to y'all, man.
Word.
Fact. We coming back. We back.
You know, Uncle Shay, you need to get him a Peloton, get his cardio up.
Word.
Yeah. Shay was huffing and puffing.
Hey, look, it was 10 seconds. I'm like, the shit just started. Boy, you like you tired already? And then you prematurely talking too early. Like you don't start talking to maybe 4-5 minutes in. How you gonna say?
All this shit.
Do you like this dick in the first 10 seconds? You wait.
She said,
hey, you got to build up a flow. You build up a flow, then you start talking. You start talking.
Strong tight end, man. He did his route running quick, man.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Overconfident, man.
Tripping.
He ran that short.
That's confidence right there.
Tripping.
He in the flat.
Like, it don't even make no sense.
You running to go.
How you talking and you can't breathe? You got to pick a struggle. One or the other.
Yo.
My bad.
Shit.
Shout out to Shay, man.
Shout out, man. We gonna get you treadmill. We gonna get you treadmill with the steep incline. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Shay.
Come on, man. Shout out to Shay Shay, of course. Thank you to our guests.
You know what I'm saying?
Ochocinco, of course. Rudy Gay going to be in the house all season long.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Right on.
You know what time it is?
All season long. Mero.
It's your boy.
Take us home, bro.
You know what time it is, man. 7 p.m. in Brooklyn each and every week, man. Tune in, subscribe, like, comment on the comment. Stay active, baby, because you know what I'm saying? This shit is going up. You know what I mean? Like Max B said, baby, y'all go this way, I go up. You know what I'm saying? 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, B, stay locked in. Let's go.